Hi, I'm Chris Dyer. Chris Dyer Consulting is my business. Thank you, Dr. Amba, for allowing me to come and speak to your people one more time. I assume you have some gentlemen listening in as well. I consider myself a five-dimensional leader and a Freedom Cross trainer. What does that actually mean? Is when we talk about holistic wellness, we're looking at all the dimensions, not just the body, mind, and spirit, but we're also looking at the soul and the consciousness, and also the energies that affect and create the responses, the chemical responses in our bodies, which are part of the causing of disease, pain. We can't always control how these processes show up, but what we can do is learn to understand ourselves better on how to course correct and be aware, super aware, and have these tools in our back pocket where when we catch ourselves in a self-repeating loop or a pattern, the opportunity is to identify the pattern and quickly jump off that hamster wheel so that we don't continue that self-sabotaging loop. And so it allows us an opportunity to release judgment. And so I'm going to be very quick this morning. I actually put a post yesterday on my social media about the question of tough love. And tough love is, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it, is how many of us were raised growing up. And there's some cultural implications. And as leaders of, there is a civic virtue as leaders, we get to identify cultural differences, different advantages and disadvantages. And particularly for women, as we are raising and building divine feminine leaders, which is something that I'm very adamant and passionate about, is not necessarily doing the hands-on healing of individuals myself. I've been there in my capacity. My tagline is I retired from healthcare to become the healthiest version of myself. Nobody told me, the universe didn't tell me how long it was going to take me to get there. And yet through the experimentation process, we get to zoom out and observe trends. We get to observe the patterns within ourselves. We get to observe the triggers that continue to bubble up because we are spiritual beings having this human experience. So it becomes our personal discipline and accountability opportunity to figure ourselves out. And then we get to exact and enact our self-control, making new habits, future decisions that are going to impact us and create the lifelong capacity, longevity, self-preservation, independence from healthcare, right? I love to use quotations. Ben Franklin said that I pity the man who makes his doctor his heir. What does that mean? That means in today's construct, those of us that are giving so much time to building our wealth, instead of focusing also on our health, we're going to be paying with our money and our time for someone else to be taking care of us when we could have been doing small things to invest in ourselves, to take care of ourselves. So back to the tough love question, and then I'll tie it up for question and answer. When we've been taught to be tough on ourselves, that's a very masculine energy. That's a lot of energy that we've been conditioned and programmed into, particularly as female. And it's not all bad. There is divine masculinity along with divine femininity. And it's learning to discern what some of these masculine traits that are serving us. Maybe it's the get stuff done, the accountability, the action piece. And then where does it become where we're pushing ourselves and not allowing for active recovery? Okay. So these are some patterns that we can self-identify with. It's like sometimes it's good to take a time out. And, the self-care movement has been deemed as soft and fluffy. Oh, that's too sensitive. Well, no, science tells us that there's a time to take care of things, get business done, and there's also a time to retreat and to take care of, right? That's the nurture. So there's a balance. That's where we start calling up the divine feminine, is the ability to love and nurture, right? We can have the tough and we can have the love. And so those of us that are very high achieving, very self-directed, very go, 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 that's great. Nobody's telling you to not be who you are in that masculine energy. What we get to do is stop or release the denying of the feminine energy and that essence that wants to come up and enact the self-healing and the active recovery. So again, my name is Chris Dyer. I teach on all things five-dimensional. I'm here to support and equip divine feminine leaders who are here to do their work. I also work very well with bariatric individuals who want to be pain-free, who want to get off the couch without pain, who want to look for more fun and play in their lives so they can be comfortable in their skin and reverse the chronic conditions that have been creeping up over time, so that they can have a strong mind, strong body, be connected to themselves, and also ward off dementia and Alzheimer's, because how we treat our bodies also affects our mental health, and we want the capacity to remain independent as long as possible. So Chris Dyer Consulting, you can find me on all the social media handles. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you, Dr. Amba.